afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for January 9th, 2021, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you look at this world that we're all in, and you realize that you, each of us, has the power, once we recognize it and embrace it, and we're consciously aware of it, we understand that this world is our mirror, and our minds are the magnets. And what we perceive in this world is largely a reflection of each of our own attitudes and beliefs. So we look at understanding that through the heart-mind. We realize that this is an experience, and that's all it is. The fine line that we find ourselves walking is how much are we into the physical and how much are we into the spiritual. Spiritual meaning to embrace the God within and be within and understand with the clarity that every single thing that occurs in each of our existence in these bodies, we create it. Everything. Now, it could be, secondary, could be major, primary or secondary. People coming in to your life and out, interactions. Could be a brief moment or a long period of time or in between. But you, each of us, are the draw. And it is amazing how many of us don't really... Now, some of us will say, yes, I'm aware of that. But are you really? Because imagine that you perceive certain things, and as you perceive them, you create them. And the frustrating thing for a lot of us is that we don't know that we're doing that. We also don't know that everything that we exist with, we create. It's just as if a loving person lives in a loving world. A hostile person lives in a hostile world. And everyone that any of us meet is our mirror. That's Ken Keyes. So you think about this, and some of us know the construct. We progress with it, and we kind of go with it. Other times we challenge it. But as Gandhi said, and this is a well-known quote, is it be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change. So if you're looking at the current landscape, and you're looking at it, and this is where we understand that it's just an experience. Now we can say, well, it's really dangerous to be this way and that way, and so on and so forth. But how much of the experience that you create for yourself do you wish to experience? And how much of it do you kind of put aside? See, we create, but it doesn't necessarily mean that when we create our experiences that we engage in the full experience. Sometimes we kind of taper off of it. And we actually design it that way. So it's kind of like an exit point when we are creating our experiences. And sometimes we just kind of step out. Other times we just embrace it fully. So if when we view this whole ending of the lower dark matter frequencies, survival matter frequencies on this planet, and we understand that people say, well, then is that a reflection of us? Is this lower dark matter frequencies, survival matter frequency reflections of us? We all know that we have two shades. We have a dark shade, a night shade, and we have a day shade, a light shade. And we're balanced with that for the most part. If we weren't balanced, this planet and these bodies wouldn't exist. So we're balanced to a certain extent. When you have the lower survival frequencies, that lower dark matter frequencies that inhabit or run amok on a planet like this planet, you begin to realize that you, all of us together, by deciding to increase our vibrational frequency through love, gentleness, kindness, generosity, gratitude, but we consistently continue to vibrate those frequencies. As we know, everything's a frequency, and it takes on different form and shape. So, knowing this, the difficulty that some of us face is that how emotionally do we get involved emotionally, which then spurs creation and moves energy into form, and then we bring it into our reality. How much of it do we embrace it in? We embrace it because it's a physicality to us outside of us, and it's something that we're viewing as an experience that we've created for ourselves. So when we begin to realize that, well, this isn't the landscape that I desire to experience. And so you shift your direction and attention and power, and you start creating the landscape that you wish to experience, that you desire, that you want to experience. By doing that, you take your focus and your energy away from that which you do not care to experience, okay? And you shift your attention and energy to that which you do care to experience. And this is interesting because all of ours intents can be misdirected because of how have you ever gotten really enthralled with a movie or something that you're just mesmerized by, you're just taken right in. There's like the deer in the headlights of a car. So you start to understand that you are the shift. You shift the frequency. It's not like, oh, I can't do anything about this, because you're what creates it. We all are. So each of us, when we embrace that we are 100% responsible for whatever that we love or loathe about ourselves, and we have the power to change it. And once we see something in our outer world that we dislike, get curious about how this is showing up inside you and what your most enlightened response is to it. So we begin to take a closer look at the health of our inner psyche to see the positive shifts that we get to make in our outer world. So right now, notice what's going on within your inner climate. What is it like? What do you love about yourself and want to keep? And what part would you like to change? Because it's always about inside. It's really not about outside. So remember that sharing yourself or others for what you see inside only causes you to play the victim role and become more disempowered. The blame-shame game keeps you from healing those deeper wounds inside that are causing this unhealthy aspect inside you in the first place. And each of us can shift this energy easily. We simply become that creative master with our minds. And we make the conscious decision to practice gentleness with ourselves, no matter what we see. Constantly be that person you'd want to meet on the road, and very soon the grand mirror will reflect this love back to you. The faces in the world are mirrors. What kind of reflections do you see in the faces of the people that you meet? What kind of reflections do you see in the faces of the people you meet? See, it's absolutely phenomenal for us when we can, and we're not, this isn't judgment at all. We look at another and we say, what is it? What do I see in this reflection of me? What do I see there? And this becomes very expansive for us, and it's just a wonderful teacher and educator for us in these experiences that we're having in this life. And so you get to an understanding with yourself is that anybody you come across, you're looking at them, with them, to understand what you see in them that reflects you. And then there's other parts that we go, oh no, there's no way that that's a part of me or a reflection of me. But we're careful so we don't look at just one aspect. There's many. Okay? So it's like someone would say, well, I'm not a murderer. I didn't end those people. That's not, how can that be a reflection of me? There is certain reflections that reflect all of us, and there's other reflections that reflect others. So you understand that. Each and every one of us are reflections of each other. So you have so many billion just on the surface of this planet, not including underneath. And we're reflecting different perspectives, aspects of ourselves. But not necessarily you look at one being and someone else sees something about them and there. You may not see just maybe a smidgen of a reflection of a part of you. So it's many facets and many different reflections. So when someone comes along and you're reflecting each other, there's a piece that is part of you, and then there's other pieces that are part of others. So the best way to describe it is that we're all one reflecting the one, everything in the one, everything that makes up the one, which is, source, pure God source, creation, which all of us are of. So you're the God force, love light energy, you're the God heart, and you're the God. And Bill and Jane and Ethel and Frank, and we're all the God source. One of us represents the God. All of us represents the God. It's a little bit different for this civilization to understand that our progressiveness is within. Our experience that entertains us is outside. And so there's a harmony and a balance that we can choose to establish for ourselves. All along being gentle and kind with yourself, right? So that you remind yourself and you say to yourself, so all the faces of this world are mirrors, and so I look into each mirror and see what kind of reflections do I see in the faces of the people I meet. What kind of reflections do I see? Do I see anger, fear? Do I see love, kindness, peace? What is it that I see? And here's the understanding is that you're not judging anything or anyone. You're viewing. You're experiencing. And it doesn't mean you just walk up to a stranger and stare into their eyes. No, you're viewing others, and you're looking at what reflection that you're seeing. And we're all 100% responsible for whatever we love or loathe about ourselves. And we all get, some of us know that we have the power to change it at any time, any place, no matter where we're at. We can change it on a dime. I mean, boom, real quick. If you're angry, frustrated, you can switch it in a matter of seconds by saying there's no reason for me to be this way. I choose to be in happiness and joy, love, peace. For me, with me, first. It's always with you first. Because how can you, if you don't love yourself, and we're not talking about romantic love, we're talking about deep, eternal love for yourself. How do you think any of us can love anybody else? Okay? So if you're loving someone else, you're loving a part of you. But if you don't love all of you, how are you going to love others, which are parts of you? You're not. You'll try. We try. And unfortunately, the outcome isn't that great. We have a lot of, divorce and separation and issues with coupling, people coming together. And the only reason that is, there's only one primary reason, and that is how you are genuinely with yourself. And see, there's people that just are really frightened to discover who and what they are. They're frightened of it. Why? Because it's the unknown. That's the only reason. It's the unknown. And what does fear do for us in those situations? Fear, how can you have courage if you don't first have fear? You can't. Just about anybody will tell you that's done anything, as we call on this planet, heroic, or has saved lives and put their own life in jeopardy. Why, were you frightened? I was scared out of my wits. But it motivated me to do what I did to save other parts of me or others. And these are connections that we weave in our experiences so that we learn. Okay? Now understand, imagine this, the time is going to come for this civilization to remember everything. Everything. Everything about your past lives. Everything that you've done, as long as you have been a soul. Spirit, higher self. So you're going to remember everything, full memory of all of it. Some people will, I think they'll be happy about that. Others will be iffy, and others will be just totally freaked out. But how does that happen? It happens with your discovery of who and what you are and staying within you, staying within the God that you are. That's when it happens. That's when your memory starts to reform, come together. This is part of the ascension. And, we all have this understanding that none of us are above any one of us. None of us are more powerful, more knowledgeable, more advanced, because we're all one. So each of us has experienced parts of each other on a continual basis as we create experiences in physical form for ourselves and each other. So, see, as I've shared, there are civilizations that are all together, all awakened, all ascending at once. Then there's other civilizations like this one where parts of it is consciously aware enough where it knows that it's time to keep increasing the vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace, and joy, and happiness. And not to take everything so seriously. Because after all, we came here to experience, and we create the experiences to perfect our creations. It's what it is. You become a carpenter, and you perfect your carpentry skills, and then you can make all kinds of things and stuff, and so you've mastered that. And then you go over here and you start learning how to fabricate and put metals together and create art, and then you go over here and you do this. So we're constantly creating experiences to perfect our creations. So it's just like anything. It's how we perceive. It really is how we perceive. And to come full circle, it isn't up to anybody but you, each of us. It really isn't. And it is an understanding for ourselves to say, okay, so I decide to do this. I want to do this. I want to discover myself deeper, and I desire to love myself. I want to love myself more. And first, I do that by surrendering and forgiving every aspect of everything that I've experienced in anything in this life, and others along the way. That's crucial right there. And this is why sometimes I mention self-esteem. And it's all material, see? So self-esteem, and some of you know this, if you're raised as a young one and you are ridiculed and, degraded and by those that you love, after a while, you're going to believe what they have been telling you. So your self-esteem is going to suffer, which means your perception of you, how you view you. And this is where we come in with the judgmental energies and lower frequencies. And we don't have a loving confidence with ourselves. And this is why our self-esteem is, in some cases, very low. And I've met and talked to a lot of people that their self-esteem is very low. And it's an understanding of why is it very low? Well, because of what's happened. Because we're all very sensitive, I don't care how macho or powerful physically that people think they are, stern and controlling. But all in all, we're all very vulnerable and sensitive beings. So we absorb things. All of us have a different certain levels of empathy, where we absorb and interact with other thoughts of parts of us, which are other people. And when that happens, some of us are just kind of, weighted down and heavy and lethargic and tired and stressed and irritable because of that. So then we understand that about ourselves, so we are very careful when we get into large groups or crowds or even walking around crowds. And this all comes into focus, again, as reflections of parts of ourselves. You may see something in someone that's very minuscule that reflects you, very tiny, and that's it. And you may see something in another that's very big, large, a reflection of a part of you. So it's a variant. It variates between each one of us. Some are more so, others are less so. Then others will come across them and be more so. So it's all avenues, all levels of understanding. And that what boils down to is that we have this experience right now, all of us. And each of us are experiencing in different ways of this last stand of the dark on this planet. And in our heart minds, we have this vibrational frequency that we create that is absolutely reassuring as the God within us, and embracing and loving and kind and peaceful, that we have an innate knowing that this is ending. This control and structure and this infiltration of this planet is ending. It's over. And we feel it. But then there's the ego, see, and the ego mind, and that kind of pulls at us and says, no, come on, look over here. Look at this. Look at this. It's doom and gloom and murky and jerky and herky, and it's all kinds of things, and the boogeyman. But it's your decision. It's your direction that you determine, but that's not something I care to interact with any longer or to entertain. This is where we are going. This is where we are heading. That is where we were. This is where we are going. And so we shift the direction and we start focusing on how much fun and enjoyment we are in the moment for knowing this shift, for understanding it in the now. Because in the very moment, everything is shifting and changing at absolute breakneck speed into higher frequency. Not low, to higher frequency. Deep eternal love, gratitude, happiness, joy, bliss. It's phenomenal. Now it's our choice on which one do we embrace. Which one? I'm not talking about coveting and attaching and expectations. I'm talking about full-on embracing that which we are creating. And for the first time on this planet, seriously, paradise. This planet was intended in the beginning when it was constructed for a paradise, to house souls, higher self spirits, gods in physical form, to enjoy the planet. Not deface it, destroy it, and pollute it, but enjoy it. And to be connected with all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And that is what is occurring and forming. And this is what we're literally moving energy into form and creating it into our reality. And I know a lot of people have said to me that it's not prevalent anymore. It isn't a concern anymore. The attention that we give something is the power it can be. So understand that the attention, that anything we give attention to becomes a power that can literally move into form. What do you think fear does? Now, fear is only a thought. That's all it is, nothing else. It's just a thought. It has no power, nothing, until you give it power, until you create it into reality. You manifest it. You move energy into form. So when you do that, each of us do that. We bring that fear as a reality to us. The fear then creates what? Worry, stress, anxiety, confusion, all of that. It all works. It starts working, and we've all experienced it. So doesn't it make sense that, okay, so we're all powerful, omnipotent beings, so we're creating a higher vibrational frequency, each one of us one step at a time. And we're consciously aware of what we're doing. So it's not something like coming out of the clear blue because we're unconscious of what we're doing. We're actually conscious of what we're doing. And this transforms everything. Everything. And we know it because we're feeling it more and more and more. And we're vulnerable and we're open to it. And we don't have any walls put up to push it away. And we're surrendering to it, and it's coming in. And this God Force Love Light energy is just vibrating at an all-time high on this planet. And it's continuing to elevate by the decisions that we make for ourselves within to move into peace and joy and bliss and bring all of that the peace, joy, and bliss that's within us and shine it outside of us. And so you just use the word, think of the word mirror, okay? And you'll understand that you reflect that which you are at any given moment. So your reflection is happiness, joy, and bliss and peace. You're going to reflect it, okay? If it's hate, pain, anguish, sorrow, depression, worry, stress, fear, you're going to reflect it. And what happens with that is that what frequency do you wish to reflect? Which one? As a mirror. As all of us are mirrors. Excuse me. And all of us have a very easy choice. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I am sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is to relax our bodies. And all of us are mastering our bodies, is what we're doing. So what we do is we know what we're carrying and what we've magnetized and what we've manifested to ourselves. We let them go. It's stress, worry, fear, anxiety. We let it go. Does it serve you the highest good? Does it give you the highest frequency? No, you've experienced it because you created it. But not to savor it over and over again, you just let it go. And it just drips off, falls off, melts away. Some of us are soaked in it. So guess what? We go in front of a big fan blowing warm air on us, and we dry it, and it disappears. It's gone. A little lighter. So from head to toe, we literally relax every part of us, emotionally and physically. Feet, arms, legs, toes, fingers, eyes, your head, your back, your spine, everything. And let it all just fall away. And you'll know it because you'll feel light and you won't have a care in the world. Period. So as we relax our bodies, You feel it as a wave. You can feel every tension release, every part of tension, stress, and fear release. Your muscles relax, everything relaxes. And then you move into the now. And the now is all we have. There's really no yesterday because yesterday is gone. And what about tomorrow? Only the now. And in moment to moment, in the now, we literally leave the mind. We leave the mind and the ego, both illusions, but we leave them. Now we're watching them rather than being them. And it stills our chatter. The noise that we all have, this noise, thousands and thousands and thousands of thoughts, most of which aren't ours. So as we still the mind and the ego, that goes away. It's silent. And we're in the space between heartbeats, and whatever it is you're doing in the moment is all you're focused on. That's, it's interesting because easier said than done because we're such in a habit of doing the opposite, of everything but the now. Some of us, all of us we reminisce about the past. It's, it's fun, but we don't stay there, okay? That's the danger of it. But some of us will stay there, and then we'll take that past, we'll bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We will create that future from that past, and we will relive that past in that future. This is why so many people wonder, why does it seem like I'm running in circles? And why does it seem like I keep making the same mistakes? And why does it seem like I keep making the same friends that do the same things? And why is it that I keep doing this? It's because that's what you did. Can you change it? Absolutely. Once you become consciously aware, you don't care to have that. So you shift gears completely, and it fades away, falls off. What about the future? You're creating the future in the moment to moment. See? So people wander in the future and say, well, when is this going to happen for me? And when am I going to meet this person? And when is this? And what if this happens? And what if that happens? And here's the now. And usually most of us are not in the now. It's all by itself. So this is so wonderful to discover that I'm in the now. I'm not projecting, expecting, attaching, or planning. I am in the now. And that is simple. But because we're so in the habit of moving out of the now, because we all do it, we get these thoughts that we wander off. We just kind of quaff away, just wander off. And you could be in the middle, focused in the middle of an intent or an affirmation, and you leave it right in the middle of it. You just kind of wander off. And when you do this, you understand consciously, I'm wandering off, and I've embraced one of these thoughts, and it's taken me off in this direction. So I will focus on my breath, which will bring me in the now. So every time that happens, you focus on your breath, and you're in the now again. And the breath is super powerful. Each of us have, we have all of these wonderful gifts that we have, but we don't know we have them. And so the breath focuses you on the now, and it's super powerful, and it calms you, and it relaxes you, and it moves you out of the mind and the ego, okay? And it quiets the mind. And you just are. You are being, see? A lot of people think that they're supposed to be doing something in a meditation that, well, I'm not doing this right. Yes, you are, because you are doing it. See? And you're listening. Meditation is all about listening. That's all there is. You just listen. And the vibrational frequencies of being embraced with the God that you are. So we take our breath and we view, as we're relaxed, right from the base of our spine all the way to the top of our heads, we see these vibrant colored wheels of light. Each one has a flower in it, and inside each flower is a geometrical shape. They're all different. And they're known as chakras. And they carry, that flows through them, the chi, the ki, the prana, which is the God force, love, light, energy, of which we all are. And so we take the breath and we merge the breath, the divine positive energy, with the God force, love, light, energy, and it's omnipotently powerful and wonderful. And then we bring it and we follow it right up through the center of the spinal column, right up through these energy vortexes, these chakras. We watch it through our heart-mind. Motion picture. So we start with the red wheel of light, the root chakra, the Muladhara. This deals with survival, and it is blocked by fear. Understand how important this is? And then we move to the orange wheel of light, which is the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. And this deals with pleasure, and it is blocked by guilt. Are we actually blocking the flow of our God force, love, light, energy at times? Is it us doing it? The answer is a big yes. Then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light. Solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This deals with willpower, and it is blocked by shame. And then we move to the green wheel of light, the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. This deals with love, and it is blocked by grief. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. This deals with truth, and it is blocked by lies. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna. This deals with insight, and it is blocked by illusion. And then we move to the violet wheel of light, the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. And this deals with cosmic energy. And it is blocked by ego attachment. So knowing how we block this flow of energy, this frequency, is very powerful. Because then we know, in order for the cosmic energy to flow, I choose to let go of ego attachment. And in order for me to experience insight, I eliminate illusion that is created by the mind and the ego. In order for me to be truthful with myself and all around, I let go of the lies. I don't focus on the lies. I only see the truth. And for me to love fully, I love the grief. The grief then melts away. And with willpower, which is blocked by shame, I surrender to the shame, and the shame disappears, and the willpower elevates. We're also consciously aware that we, each of us, is of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we're also consciously aware, this body that we're in, the heart mind, the ego mind, subconscious mind, the higher self, the soul, the spirit, the God source, love, light, energy, pure consciousness, all one. So you see through your heart, mind's motion picture that when we are on this planet, we are heaven on this earth. There's no debate. We are literally heaven upon this earth. And each step we take in these bodies, we create paradise. There's no debate. It is as it is. So it is, and so shall it be. This is what transforms us, consciously aware, and the planet, which is happening right before your eyes. A complete celebration of the God source. Now, we also understand and consciously aware more and more that we flood our light, our God force, love, light, energy, onto each other, everywhere, all over, 360 degrees. So in eventuality, we become consciously aware that we are all one, working as one in pure, deep, eternal love, peace, and bliss, and gratitude. We have others. We have the other parts, reflections, mirrors of us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Now, they're consciously aware, both of them reflections of all of us, that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And the archangels, they vibrate at a different frequency than we do. So we learn from them, see, as they learn from us. And this is why we don't see them in physical form like we see each other, but we meet with them, and they're in different form. And they're always giving us wonderful messages. And it dawns on us usually, most of the time, almost all the time when we meet with them, we don't until after we've met with them, and then we do. You say, that was an angel. And that was a phenomenal message. And they're a mirror, like you are, reflections of each other. This is, because their vibrational frequency, they can surround any one of us in the thousands because they can hold a large number in a small area. The ascended masters, they have mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, hold God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into physical form, and in physical form, we create our experiences so we can perfect our creation. And we also are on a self-discovery of who and what we are. What are we outside the body? This is also part of our journey. So that when we do discover this, we don't follow a tunnel of light after we've left the body. We are the light. So we literally are connecting consciously to all of the reflections of each other to gather in this meditation for the complete, full liberation of this planet, which is in full swing right now, in this now. So we call out to all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And again, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can consciously be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. So they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. They're with us now, consciously. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth, many civilizations and species, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and full liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And they come in the billions, and they're with us now, consciously. We call upon all the galactics, off-worlders, celestials, from everywhere, from all existences, all the civilizations, those we aren't even familiar with at all. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming this circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day, and trillions throughout the universes. And the ones that we're barely familiar with are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And this includes all the levels and all the species of these civilizations, the good, the not so good, and the bad. Understanding that the conscious awareness of each civilization, that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us. Their frequencies, if they're low, cannot be with us. Now, they come in uncountable numbers. And they are with us now, consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of the circle of light, and the full liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And they come in the billions, and they're with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, to form the circle of light. And we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. And they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations which we've never seen, ever before. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, wood, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. And in the trillions they come. And they're with us now. And with total conscious awareness, we are arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods one, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, abundance, prosperity. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light. All of us gathered in this meditation. Right around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia Arya, in this now, in this meditation, in the liberation of this planet. And it is our God force love light energy that we are shining out onto all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And this is pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. It is all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It is the source of all creation. And it floods all of our brothers and sisters on this planet, in it, on it, above and below it, head to toe, inside and out, perpetually and eternally. And it is a reflection, a mirror of all of us and the love that we are. This circle of light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even compare to its brilliance. And we begin to levitate above the planet. As we do this, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. These are all endless numbers, all vibrant colors of all kinds, flashing and reflecting and glittering, all mirrors of all of us gathered, all reflections of all of us gathered, different facets, different aspects, everything reflecting back and forth. And we're immediately met in this ocean of glitter with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. And this is a column of light that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. And we're met with the purple flaming blue light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. And we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with the God force, love, light, energy, armor, eternally. And anything externally cannot harm it, move it, affect it, breach it, destroy it. Nothing externally can harm it. We are protected 24/7, always. But only you have the power that if you decide, whether consciously or unconsciously, to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough through hate and anger, deceit, greed, and fear, many. you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're then immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance and send them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then we're met with a violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse, purify, and harmonize the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring the harmony in our higher vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds all of us that we are the sunsets, we are the sunrises, we are the sunlight, we are the sun, we are the rain, we are the rainbows, we are the trees, the forest, we're all the animals, we're the clouds, the sky, the snow, the animals, we're everything. And when you see a sunset and you're in awe of its beauty, you're in awe of you. We continue to levitate above the planet. Some of us, carrying physical form, step out of our physical form and float effortlessly above it. And as we continue to levitate, we come across a massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system. And in the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this golden white shimmering light. And it's sending out warm mist, saturating all of us in deep eternal love. Again, a mirrored reflection of what we are. And all the bands of light around it doing the same, saturating us in this mist. Gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance, well-being. All mirrors, reflections of who and what we are. At the top of it, we designed it so it can hold the golden ocean. It can come cascading down 360 degrees, saturating, flooding head to toe, inside and out, all of us, eternally. This is deep eternal love. Another mirror, reflection of the love that we all are. This ocean, we are drops of this ocean. We hold the essence of this ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. There is no separation. That is the illusion. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We created this sphere nearly 3 years ago. It houses nearly 1,200 of our meditations in perpetual motion. All of us gathered every day, year after year, all these meditations, transforming this planet, this civilization, into a higher and higher and higher vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be diminished at all. At all. At all. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. Feel through your heart minds, experience this deep eternal love that all of us are. To understand that we are all reflections, mirrors of each other. All of us gathered here, all the civilizations, all in consciousness, full consciousness of deep eternal love and gratitude. I'll join you in the meditation. Let me turn to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly. The greatest game is your life, and this life is a game, and we are all already dressed up as one of the ultimate players in it. If you start believing in this masquerade, thinking you're just a separate somebody who's lacking love, money, and connection, and your game of life becomes overly serious, and you stop having fun with it all. Realize that you are making up the rules as you go, and make a new rule that you can choose to laugh at your problems, frolic in the sunshine, and get to know that divine God source that lives inside you, each and every one of us. You can stop all the crazy mind chatter instantly and know yourself as pure, unbounded consciousness. All of us are a brilliant balls of unlimited creative energy who can invent any approach we want to this game. Choose one that is filled with fun, lightness, and laughter, and you'll love the results 10 years down the road and beyond. Today is all of our day to discover how to really play again. And best of all, we have a large variety of very interesting players out in the world who are eager to join in the fun with all of us. We are all excited to see what our next move is. And you cannot make a mistake in this magical infinite playground. So step outside your normal boundaries and make today an amazing day that you will always remember. And once you decide to pierce through all your mind's illusions of what is right and wrong, you will start playing your best and enjoy this outrageous spiritual adventure that we're all on to the max. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will return here January 10th, 2021, Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.